Hey, welcome to my first video where I'm actually building something. This is called the Catalyst project because it's the beginning of all of my woodworking projects, and I'm really excited to showcase all of those in a chronological order. And so this first project here is a hangboard setup for rock climbing, and so this allows you to train your fingers, and I built it off of a canopy bed frame. What I absolutely love with this project is that this canopy bed frame is one that I got off of OfferUp, and it totally was not intended for what I turned it into, and I didn't communicate that to the person I bought it off of because there was a lot of sentimental value to this, and so at the very least I didn't want to tell them that I was going to destroy it, but I also wanted to make sure that I'd honor the wood from their canopy bed frame that has been in their family for 2 generations. And so this first clip here is me lugging all of the wood up our stairs into our apartment because, of course, I also decided to cut all the wood within our apartment. I mean, that said, totally cut in your apartment or wherever is accessible. Just make sure that you're not a hindrance on other people, and that you're not risking your own safety or just the structural integrity of the place you live in, because there were a couple of close calls with the circular saw in the apartment. So here we cut to me cutting the wood in a shop. This is when I realized that cutting in the apartment is just going to put sawdust everywhere, and that doesn't make any sense. So I decided, let me just go into the shop that I have access to, and at least the tools are there as well. So now I guess we're back in my apartment and I'm still cutting. I was all over the place trying to figure out what was the best kind of practice to cut all this wood. But yeah, in this clip I'm cutting our original piece of wood and putting it onto some birch backing because we needed it to be longer to fit around the couch, which you'll see towards the end of the video how it fits in. I guess I also forgot to record when I was actually drilling the hangboards into the original piece of wood. And so the process there is I put the hangboard, I lined it up on the wood, and then I put a couple pilot holes wherever we had predetermined holes on the hangboard, and that allowed our screws to go in without splitting the wood. I'm putting a back piece of birch in order to support our original piece of wood, but it's actually mostly to extend. So like that, our hangboard setup can go on either side of our couch and we can kind of tuck it away rather than having it protrude out. And then simply once that back piece was all screwed on, I turned it around and I mounted a couple climbing holds. And at this point, it kind of became a question of how am I going to assemble this alone? Because it's 3 pieces that are mounted together. So right here, I'm trying to get the hardware connected to one of the posts, realizing that's not going to work unless the other one is up there as well. So moving things around the apartment to try and make it work. But it's really nice because there's that hardware from that canopy bed frame that I got, so I clipped one side in there and now clipping in the other side, and yeah, there you see me loading it to see how effective it is, and all three sides of it are working. And so this is what I meant about it needs to work around our couch. Going back and forth right here is not ideal, but after working with it a little bit more, you can be a little meaner to it and it's still going to survive. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. This is the beginning of a lot of projects that I'm really excited to demonstrate, and this is kind of the final piece in the living room. I'm looking forward to showing you the rest of the projects that make this living room great. And as a very last thing, I just wanted to add that if you had any suggestions about the craftsmanship, about the tools that I used, the wood that I used, any of the above, and even the video editing, totally leave a comment and I'll address it on the next one. It's all about the process here, and I'm looking forward to get better every single time. Thanks so much.